So this is just a testimony. Anyone who doesn't know like my kind of story. So like probably like 5 years ago. It's been a while, so it's probably like 6 years ago. I was just kind of really down in the dumps. I was one sort of just doing things that weren't healthy for my life. And it was a big burden. I was not really in my right state of mind. I was saying even more crazier things than what I normally kind of like. Jesus talk can be crazy to people. And I remember that I had cried out to Jesus, and asked him for help. And it wasn't just an overnight thing. I did actually get help from, you know, um, Jesus, I guess. I was going to say something else, but I got help from, he answered my prayer. And, it's been 6 years since I've ever actually done that one thing that was kind of crazy, and it was just substances. It was on, doing crazy things like that. And slowly but surely, I've been just breaking bad habits left and right with Jesus. And I'm just so thankful for that. Like, literally, like a year ago, I was in just a sort of a bad position in regards to like my life. And I think it's I don't want to be that person where, I'm falling away from God because of a situation that's in my life. I want to stick close to God, and have him, clean me up. And so I think it's tempting to be like, oh, I am desiring something that I can't have. There's always things that, I could be desiring. It's actually really infinite, that I could be just desiring something. And when I get it, it could just be something else that I want, and I kind of just have to really just use that self control that the Holy Spirit provides, because I just even saying this right now, there's seems to be always something that once you get it, you can just if you buy a new jacket, you could wear that jacket, and then all of a sudden you could be surfing the web or something, and you'll want another jacket, and the old jacket just seems like you could have bought it like 2 weeks ago, and now you're just like, oh man, that other jacket looks so much better. And so I'm noticing even a trend in my own life, like, you know I want that to be God. I want that to be Jesus. Honestly, I know He can supply that void. If I'm looking for happiness or something, it comes from Jesus. He made everything. And so I feel like, sometimes it's just like, you know, going to something else other than going to Jesus. And I know lately, like I think a month ago, I feel like I definitely was doing that. Even though I was listening to the Bible, I was, still reading and doing my normal routine. I feel like definitely I slacked on, kind of my normal routine. It became kind of like I wasn't really listening. So, I was baptized. I would say like I've been a Christian for a while, but I've been baptized in 2017. So to me, that's like, it hasn't really been that long. Um, And so I know that Jesus, I know that Jesus has been changing me, and I'm grateful for that, and I want to be patient, like I really do. And I am patient, but, I just need to be content with how I am right now, instead of just, always thinking, oh, I'm not good enough or something like that. Like, it's crazy. People, I hear sometimes people, they're always like, that constant learning, and you're never at the finish line. You're just always constantly running. And to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, to me, there is a finish line, and it's not death. That's not the finish line. There, at some point, you have to be like, either in a rhythm, or, you have to be somewhere where you're like, you realize that, you're reading the Bible, you're doing everything right, instead of always being constantly like, oh, I can never reach, a certain point where I'm doing things right. No, not for me. So, I don't want to always be wanting more, So, yeah, that's my testimony for today. I definitely now know what to do to not stumble. And I feel like the past month, I kind of got just super kind of depressed or down in the dumps, and it wasn't the past month. It was like, it's been like at least 2-3 months. And so I feel like I've been depressed and just, kind of just down. And yeah, I mean, Jesus has been there. I hear the Holy Spirit ministering to me, and then also reprimanding me, and like, saying like, hey, you messed up. But, because obviously Satan, the enemy, he is the accuser. But we have to remember the Holy Spirit also convicts us of sin, and then tells us what is righteous, and then also, tells us of judgment. So, we can't just always assume, oh, it's Satan and never God that's speaking to us. So, I believe in God, and I also believe that God has enemies. And so, yeah, that's my testimony, that God has been delivering me, giving me joy, peace, in the midst of different storms. And I know the storm doesn't last forever. So, I know there's other people out there. There's Benjamin Rifkin, he lives in Australia. There's, people that I know that are actually real Christians, and it's not just me thinking that, I'm alone here on this planet. There's a lot of other people who are Christians that are walking this walk. And so I can't just isolate myself in my thinking, and of course physically as well. But there is a God. God is answering. God is rewarding me. God is giving me good things, and it's not me speaking it into existence. This is a testimony. So this is things that I'm seeing. So that's just it. So I have to maintain that positive mindset. Because this is a spiritual battle, like my mindset, how I'm thinking, this is real. So I believe God is real, and I believe the things in the Bible. So I believe that we do actually have challenges, and, that we have to make the right choice about. So, yeah, God bless you. I hope this testimony, it just speaks to somebody out there with their own testimony. And I encourage you to share it, not just, be to yourself, but share your testimony, because it will do you, but also a lot of people, and also it will benefit God as well. So God bless you. Thanks for watching.